day. Hey, we back once again. Tribe up, salute, tribe up. I'm Black Jack, this is the house of masculinity. Hey, tribe up. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. You know what I'm saying? If you want to support monetarily, we got the Cash App at the top of the screen. You can hit us up on the Cash App, or you can hit us up on the Super Chat also. Or you can go on and get that membership for as low as $2.99. Speaking of members, we got T777 in the house. Tribe up.
Comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off Indians. We were rooting for Gary Cooper.
We see the star in the Rich Manana. You know what I'm saying?
But the Indians were you.
In the house, y'all tribe up. Get that membership.
Use a real naga, throw a feather up. Tribe up, my naga, put your bows and arrows up. The stronghold of the naga ain't scared of us. They try to dumb a naga down, but we level up. Yeah.
The oldest known,
strictly for my nagas.
Africa. I remember they were marching. People started screaming in the suburbs, "Back to Africa with them! Back to Africa with who?" Shit, I ain't never been Africa. Yo, send me home. Send me to St. Louis, Missouri. 4461 in right, top floor. Africa, what the hell I look like? Standing in the jungle with a $750 Moab suits and alligator shoes. That's not hunting garb. I'm here all the way. Yep.
Salute the T777. Salute. Hey, we got a good show lined up tonight, y'all. Y'all go and hit that like button for me. You know, share this video with every naga you know. Salute. And like I said, we talking about the oldest known tobacco Indian statue. Here's a look at it again. Salute. Yeah, you see, Mama Lamarique. She got her pearls on, Managa, and her feathered skirt, Managa. Some would say loincloth, Managa. Salute. And yes, of course, she's very dark. And yes, of course, she has short, kinky, curly hair, Managa. Someone would call this nappy hair, Managa. You know what I'm saying?
You big dummy.
We clearly see what the phenotype is. So let's get into it with this very old, from the 1600s, Managa. Very old, the oldest known tobacco Indian statue. We was talking about the Indian statues earlier today, you know, in the last couple of days. So we're gonna dive back into it with this ancient one we found here. And lo and behold, it's the Naga. Salute. We already knew it though. But let's dive on into it, y'all. Y'all hit me up in the chat. Let me know where you at, Managa. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up in that chat. Tribe up. Hit that like. So before we get started with this ancient depiction of the American Indian, of the oldest known Sagasta Indian, let's revisit Wikipedia one more time like we did the other day. Well, here, let me turn the volume down a little bit more just in case people can't hear me. I want to make sure everybody can hear what I got to say. We vibing out to that acid jazz while we do our thing. And we talking Wikipedia, the Sagasta Indian. Salute. They say the Sagasta Indian, a wooden Indian, is an advertisement figure in the likeness of a Native American. The Sagasta, it's telling you right from the start, the Sagasta Indian, a wooden Indian, is an advertisement figure that was in the likeness of a Native American used to represent tobacconists. It wasn't in the likeness of no one else. Native Americans. It wasn't in the likeness of Africans. It wasn't in the likeness of Australians. It wasn't in the likeness of Europeans. These statues were made in the likeness of Native Americans, especially in the origin, the beginning, like the one we just saw on this thumbnail. That's the origin. That's the beginning. That's the earliest known. And this was the likeness of the American Indian. You know, they say Native American. We'll use whatever terms they want to use. And it was used to represent tobacconists. The figures are often three-dimensional wooden sculptures several feet tall up to life size. They are still occasionally used for their original advertising purpose, but are more often seen as decorations or advertising collectibles, with some pieces selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because of the general literacy of the populace, early store owners used descriptive emblems or figures to advertise their shop wares. Yeah, the general public in Europe was illiterate. They said because of the general illiteracy of the populace, they was illiterate. They couldn't read, Managa. They're talking about you couldn't read, they couldn't read. Early store owners used descriptive emblems or figures to advertise their shop's wares. They wanted to let them know they got the tobacco in there. So guess what? They put the Naga there. They put the American Indian outside the store. They say, you know what? We got that tobacco in here. Salute. For example, barber poles advertise barbershops, show glows advertise apothecaries, and the 3 gold balls represented pawn shops. American Indians and tobacco had always been associated because American Indians introduced tobacco to Europe. And we see the Naga got the tobacco leaf in her hand, right? So we know this is an American Indian. She's holding the tobacco leaf that she's introduced to Europe. Managa, salute.
You big dummy.
You know, tobacco wasn't an African plant. It was an American plant, Managa. All right, they want to say because you black, you were African, but the Africans got their own land, Managa. Respect their tribe and their land. You got your own land too, Managa. So respect your tribe and yours. Salute. It says early as the 17th century, European tobacconists used figures of American Indians to advertise their shops, right? It says right there, they jumping in the blackamoors, right? And right here, this where it gets crucial. This is where we get the key at from Wikipedia. They're trying to cover their tracks. They know that the early tobacco shop signs that depicted the Indians looked like this. They know they was Negroes. They know the original, the ancient American Indian is a Negro, and it still is a Negro. They just don't know they Indians. And they made these depicting of you. You know, this was made in the United Kingdom by the British. They made this depicting the American Indians they was getting tobacco from. And then here on Wikipedia, they said, oh, hold up, we done made a mistake. They said, we gotta clean this up. We gotta clean up the mess. They said because European carvers had never seen a Native American. How could a European carver have never seen a Native American? But you depicted him on tobacco. That don't even make sense. They lying to you right there. Because European carvers had never seen a Native American. Yeah, right. How would you carve a Native American if you never seen one?
You big dummy.
How would you know all about the pearls? You got it all down to the details, the feathered loincloth, the nappy hair. You got it all down to the details. You got the tobacco in the arm, but you claim that you European colonizer carvers had never saw a Native American. How? How you never saw them? These early cigar store Indians look more like Africans. Of course, they say they look more like Africans because they was so-called Negro.
Darkness, everybody! Darkness is
Au vieux sauvage. Au négré l'Amérique.
So-called Negro, right? So they say they look like Africans because that's what they call the Africans, right? But they say, but these Nagas got feathered headdresses and other fanciful exotic features. These carvings were called black boys or Virginians in the trade. Eventually, though, the Europeans wisened up, and the European cigar store figure began to take on a more quote-unquote, look at that, quote-unquote, authentic, They took on a more quote-unquote authentic, Look, Wikipedia trying to be funny. Quote-unquote authentic. They say, yeah, we're going to make them more authentic. How could you get more authentic than the original, though?
You big dummy.
They got jokes. You see what's going on here? They say, we're going to make them more authentic, yet highly stylized native visage. And by the time the smoke shop figure arrived in the Americas in the late 18th century, the late 17th, it had become thoroughly Indian, quote unquote Indian. It had become thoroughly. They say by the time it got over there though, it had them become Indian. They say we began to take on a more authentic look. Salute.
You big dummy.
I'm telling you, they whitewashed the Naga. Straight up. I could have put this in one sentence. It They said because European carvers got mad that the Nagas was black, they whitewashed them. End of story. Right? We know what went down. We're gonna connect the dots. Talking about they sold for thousands and hundreds of thousands. Talking about they ain't know what the Indians. How come the carvers ain't know what the Indians look like what the French did when they was making their clock? The French sure know what they look like, and it's funny because the French damn sure made them look damn near the same. They depicted what they saw. The French, all kinds. The Spanish, the British, the Dutch, everybody depicted the same image, but the tobacco carvers, well, Wikipedia, the tobacco carvers ain't even saying this. Wikipedia jumping out the window, off the cliff, talking about making a fool out themselves. You dumbass Wikipedia,
You big
making
dummy.
a fool out yourself. You just making a dumbass blatant statement, talking about because European carvers had never seen the Native American. All them colonizer song, the clockmaker song, the people that was making the emblems of America song, the map maker song, the tenement buildings and pharmacies, they saw them. Everybody drew the same thing. Everybody made the same damn thing. But Wikipedia got the nerve to jump out the window like a big dummy they
You
is.
big dummy.
Go got the nerve to tell you like you supposed to believe it. European carvers had never seen the Native American. Yeah, right. Everybody depicted the same thing in Wikipedia. How you gonna jump out here and talk about a European carver had never seen? All the Europeans saw the Native Nagas. All of them. The French saw them, the Dutch, the Germans saw them. Everybody saw them. Everybody said, God dog, these Nagas is something special. Everybody had to depict that Naga. So get off the lies, Wikipedia. We're looking at these Palazzo scale pair of 18th century polychrome and Parcel gilt Venetian blackamoor selling for $93,600. That gotta be real, salute. It's worth its weight in gold, Managa.
You big dummy.
Worth its weight in gold, Managa. And it depict the same thing. The Nagas, a black ass Naga with a loincloth skirt on with motherfucking feathers on it, a feathered headdress, feathers pointing up, Managa. Bangles on their arm. It's the same thing every time. It don't matter if it's a Venetian blackamoor. It don't matter if it's a French all bone savage clock. It don't matter if it's a tobacco statue. It's all the same. It's all the Naga. So let's get off the lies. It's time to tell the truth. Stop lying to the children. You sending your children to public school every day. You participating. You better correct this lie. You gonna wait forever? You got a continental painted standing tobacconist figure. Another tobacconist figure. What we got here? What we got here? The Naga once again. Once again. He black as all outdoors. Once again. Pearls on his neck. It's the same thing every time when you go back into antiquity. When you go to the ancient. When you go to the beginning. It's the same thing, Managa. It don't matter who made it. It don't matter if it was made in the UK. It don't matter if France made it. It don't matter if the Dutch made it. It's all the same. It's the Naga. It's not the Pretendian. It's the Naga. That's the New Jack City. Pretendian, yeah. And we on the subject of debate now. Subject of discussion, rather. Hey, Treat 777 said that's a whole other level of jealousy that is out of this world. That's like those Lifetime movies with those deranged women that get jealous of another woman and murder them and steal their identity. Facts. Facts. Same shit. Jealousy, envy, coveting, wanting to be wannabes. And they descendants don't even know that they've been lied to. They've been brainwashed with a hijacked false history. The fake pretenders, I kind of feel sorry for them. They don't know no better. They been lied to. They don't know who they is. They not us. So let's get into this one. This is from, man. This tobacco statue is from the 17th century, early 18th. This is from the 16th to the 1800s. The 16th to the 1700s. Late 17th century, that's the 1600s. Early 18th century, that's the early 1700s. So this is from sometime they don't even know. 1600 somewhere. A polychrome tobacconist figure sign. Right? Indian, Managa. Let's go to the description. A carved and polychrome painted tobacconist figure, almost certainly 17th or early 18th century. They say this thing is old. Place of origin, England, Managa. So England tobacconists in the 1600s, the 17th century, the 1600s in England, the tobacconists called this when they said the American Indian, where they getting the tobacco from. They made this. It's funny, my nigga, cause I could swore I seen it before. I could swore it looked something like this. It looked goddamn the exact same. And they got the nerve to sit here and tell me that the Europeans never saw the American Indians, but the French making a pair of Blackamoor Candelabras with this on it. That damn looked the same as what England did with this. They got a double pearl necklace. It's almost the same down to the bone, my nigga. Hoop earrings is exactly the same. It's exactly the same, my nigga. Is that not the same? If that not the same, I'm a big dummy. If this is not the same as this, then y'all it's me. It's me then. If somebody tell me that ain't, we ain't looking at the same Indian, then it's me, and I'm a big dummy. But if you sit here and you looking at this tobacco statue from the 1600s made by the English, and then you look back at this French Blackamoor Candelabra from America, depicting American Indian from the 1800s, we talking 200 years later, and we still seeing the Naga looking the same. Look like you. That look like a Phoenix Shakur or somebody. Let's not forget the maps. They talking about the tobacco statue carvers ain't know what the Indian look like. Let's not forget the maps then. What about the map makers? I guess the map makers ain't know either, huh? I guess this map, this from Matthias Suter, Johann Michael Prost, titled Novus Orbis, Sive America Meridionalis, it's Septentrionalis, California as an island, rare props edition, from Augsburg. That's in Germany, right? Somebody let me know if I'm wrong. That's Germany or Poland or somewhere. 1784, Managa. So we go looking into this now. They're telling us the carvers ain't know what the Indians look like, so they made them look like Africans. This is what they tell us. And we look right on this map from 1784, and I'd be down. They dress the same damn way, feathers up, loincloths on. The Nagas is nappy headed. It's almost exact. It is almost exact. Back then, it ain't no almost about it. It is exact. It is exact, Managa. It's exact. When I see this, I see the same thing I see here. I see the same thing I see here. Made by different people, made by different nations at different times, from 16, 17, 1800. And you got the nerve to tell me, and then when we ask how the Indians, American Indians, depicted themselves, we get the same damn thing too. From 1600 BC, the American Indian depicted himself looking like this. The forgotten or unknown Olmec is the Zapotec, Tres Zapotec, the oldest, most important Olmec head, El Negro, my nigga. And you know, I know some people think they know everything, but you might be ignorant about some things. If you talking Olmec, you better know where to start. Don't jump out the window if you don't know what you're talking about. And the Olmec ain't come from Africa either. It was always in America. That's why the Americas is the only place you find Olmec heads. You don't find Olmec heads in Africa. If Olmecs came from Africa, there would be way more Olmec heads in Africa than they found in America. Salute.
You big dummy.
End of discussion. Tres Zapotec. Famous volcanic rock sculpture, El Negro. Look at that. They mad. They want to say supposedly an ancient sacrificial monument, right? It wasn't no sacrificial. It's reputed to channel powers, right? They say forgotten, unknown Olmec. They say the most important Olmec site and the first to be written about. Dated circa 1600 BC. So from 1600 BC to the 1600s AD to the down 1700s and 1800s, the maps, clocks, the French made candles, all-bone candles, hangers, the French made, down tobacco statues, the English made, the Indian looked the damn same. right? 1600, we talking for thousands of years. Salute.
You big dummy.
How come all of a sudden they look like somebody else today? How did they get whitewashed? How did the whole nother group of people started calling themselves Indians? Meanwhile, you run around, you still calling yourself El Negro, but you calling yourself an African American. You calling yourself an Afro-Caribbean. You calling yourself an Afro-Canadian. You calling yourself an Afro-Peruvian. You calling yourself an Afro-Panamanian. You calling yourself an Afro-Mexican. You ain't an Afro-nothing.
You big dummy.
Biatch.
You American Indian, my nigga. Blackjack told you. We'll connect the source after source. We don't go for no hijacks, lying, talking about Europeans not never seeing a Native American when they the ones over here colonizing. Give me a break. Stop the fucking lying.
You big dummy.
Biatch.
Now who sent you, nigga?
Nobody sent me.
Say another motherfucking word and this shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga.
I don't know about y'all, but I ain't dumb, man. You ain't all this lying and stuff, man. It's just useless, man. I mean, like, it's just blatant. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and we gotta pick lies apart to get to the bottom of things, to get to the truth. But it's all right. What else we got time to do? Yeah, we gotta get our money, pay our bills, do what we gotta do. Other than that, what we got time to do? Be out here skinning and grinning, jiving and sliding, looking like old jive ass turkey, talking about bullshit all the time, yapping about nothing. Nah, Monaga. It's time to elevate, Monaga. Hey, I'm Blackjack. This is House of Masculinity. Respect my house, or we'll let the door not hit your ass with the Most High split your ass. I wanted to connect a few dots tonight, y'all, before we call it quits. Hey, salute to the tribe. Y'all tribe up. Salute to Teaching 777. Salute. Salute to Jackie Salah. Salute. Salute to Reginald Middleton. Salute. We need some more tribe up members. Y'all go on tribe up with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Brian Motladi. Salute. Hey, I'm Blackjack, this House of Masculinity. Respect my house. We let the door not hit your colonized ass where the Most High split his ass. We out. Peace.
Biatch.